Yeah.
We hadn't started like that ever. To our one of our favorite musicians that we've talked about.
Shooter Jennings.
Don't sue me, Shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't make any money off this, Shooter. So
We're just doing it out of respect, brother.
That's right.
Oh, man.
How was your week, brother?
God, it's been a long week since the last time. These things are getting... We're
hard to get to them.
Yeah, it's
why are we so busy?
I don't know.
I don't like it.
If there's any 8-year-olds or 12-year-olds or 14-year-olds listening to this show and they say, man, I can't wait to be an adult, shut up.
You shut up.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, go chase butterflies or whatever it is you do.
Being an adult, man, my day consisted today of 8 hours of work, followed by an hour and 45 minutes of basketball practice.
Yeah, you need some practice.
Well, I'm hoping one of these days to perfect jumping off the right foot on the layup.
Yeah, just laying one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still jumping off the wrong foot on each side of the rim.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the actual right foot.
No, I mean, just like I look retarded when I'm shooting layups still.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But then I've had to do this, and here we are, finally.
It's the first time I've been the one waiting. First time.
I've put you off the last couple times. Supposed to record it sometime.
You owed me some.
A couple.
Yeah, you owed me a couple.
We were supposed to the other night, and I had some lame excuse, and then Sunday I went to the game when we were supposed to record. So
right. Speaking
of that, I guess that's on our list, so we might as well go ahead and dive.
What happened?
The Titans happened. The Titans going Titans.
I don't watch a lot of football. Has anybody told them that there's two halves in a football game?
No.
Does Lane Kiffin coach for the Tennessee Titans?
No, thank God.
Speaking of that, did you see?
He got his ass chewed.
Oh, my God. He just laid it into him.
I mean, it was like 45 seconds left in the half. Can you not wait till the dressing room?
Oh, he couldn't wait. He had to get that one out.
Well, anybody else I felt sorry for, but Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
So.
Whatever Nick Saban wants to do, really.
Yeah.
Just let him go with it.
The Titans, now I will say this now, before everybody gets...
They had a good first half.
Yeah, and Marcus, that was a lot on Marcus. I mean, 3 turnovers, 2 by DeMarco, 1 by Marcus, but you could argue the handoff was more Marcus's fault than DeMarco's on the fumble. Then the pick 6 was dang sure Marcus's. It was just a bad decision on his part, the interception he threw, and then DeMarco went crazy again with another fumble. And I asked somebody, actually I was with that day, I said, is that a kind of a thing for him? And because I hadn't followed his career prior to Tennessee really. I watched him in Dallas a little bit, but I looked it up. Well, actually, Don Asbury looked it up, and the next morning we talked about it through a text, and I think that's his 16th career fumble.
So he's good at them now.
Yeah,
is he practicing those?
1 out of 4 games. Don broke down the math because I was too lazy to.
That's not the move you're supposed to practice.
No, but. That being said, he's still the best running back we've had here in at least 4 years.
That's a damn shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, he 1,800-yard rusher 2 years ago. And he had a.
Did he have the ball the whole time?
Did you see the touchdown he did have, the flip in the end zone?
Yeah, I did see that.
That was pretty sweet.
That was pretty cool.
So
you know what it don't do? It don't win games. So.
Well, I mean, he was responsible for the 2 touchdowns we did have. So I'm not going to frown down on DeMarco too much yet. But I'll say it like this: we weren't maybe supposed to win that game, but the Tennessee Titans fans are the first ones to jump on the bandwagon and the first ones to jump off.
Right.
People are already, freaking out that we lost. Listen, guys, I know there's a lot of changes and everybody's room for optimistic. Everybody's team's the best in preseason.
Right.
5 wins in 2 years. And this I'll be nice. This guy that I work with and who I've been getting him on D's nuts jokes for 12 years, and he still ain't figured the joke out. So that we're working with that anyway.
Right.
And I'm walking down the steps at work, and he's coming in for the night shift, and he goes, "Well, what about them? They're just gonna fall apart, didn't they? Just fell apart on us. They've already fell apart on us. They ain't gonna be no count." I said, "Well, it's one game.
Yeah,
it's one game against a playoff team." He goes, "Well, Minnesota ain't that good, are they?" I said, 11-5 last year, one of the best running backs in the history of the game, a missed field goal away from the second round of the playoff, defeating the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
But the kicker shanked it and went home, and he sucked the other day too. So the kicker sucks. But everything else, they've got skilled position players all over the board. One of the best defenses in the league. But God forbid a 2-win team from last year, 3-win team, lost to a playoff team.
Right.
We weren't supposed to win that, guys. I mean, yeah, in theory, been great. Chill
but that wasn't
out.
one of them.
Long season.
Hey, you know what I was proud to see? Old Tennessee coming in there.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't get dropped in the rankings anymore.
I thought they were going to been dropped like a bad habit there.
Yeah.
14-0 start.
Oh, yeah, it was bad there for a minute. But they come back and pulled it out. They figured out that second half is when you're supposed to play football.
Yeah.
That's my big pet peeve with all the Tennessee teams is that they've all –
it's one or the other. One half or the other.
Yeah, one half or the other one. They don't play both of them.
No, and boy, I tell you, it looked fun up there, didn't it?
It did. It looked a lot more fun than what I would have thought. I'm for sure not going to go to some place that's got 150,990 people in it, though.
No, I think I'd have been pissed off before.
I wouldn't have. How would you – there's some people went. They said it was 3 o'clock that morning getting out of that parking lot.
Yeah, well, if I'd have went, I'd have been the freshman at the senior party, high school drunk up in there, just to try to put up with the nonsense.
I'd have been that old guy that was slipping out at
get
halftime.
Off my yard, by God.
I'll be slipping out at halftime when I've been in there.
It didn't look fun sitting there, but it looked fun. All the tailgating I saw, the Kenny Chesney concert before looked fun. But Derek sent us the picture from his seats. He's like, "This is where you've been sitting, DK, if you'd win." I mean, even the Jumbotron looked small.
Yeah.
And so, kind of glad I saved my money and watched it at the house. Lindsay cooked a big spread up. I had about 6 friends no-show. So, back years ago when I worked at the car wash and I was a wildcat.
Yeah.
And my manager said, you need to slow down, find you a good woman and take, because I've done the same thing running around. And when you get old, your friends don't care about you no more. He said they just don't. And you'll be left lonely like I was until I found me my next ex-wife. And so I invited like 4 or 5 friends, and everybody had and when you have kids, it happens. But Brad came down, you came down. So, and my living room's not the biggest anyway, so we had
we had a big enough TV to watch it on, though.
Oh, yeah, it's like Highland Cinema when you're sitting in a small living room. But
two of the funniest things with kids happened I've ever heard in my life while I was down there in that short period of time.
What was that?
Becky went to swat a kid, but took a flip-flop, and Kel goes, "You know that's a flip-flop, right?" Her sitting there threatening to whip him with a flip-flop. And then Waylon called you out about, Dad, do you really want to be the dad that yells at everybody?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because first off, the Kale comment with Brad, that's definitely Brad Craggan's kid.
Oh, yeah.
195%. And Becky's funny as hell, too. And then you get Waylon, he did call me straight out. But what the deal was, they were running upstairs, and Brad's like, get him. So I was playing like fake bad guy. Right? I just see what the reaction would be.
Nobody bought it, did they?
Waylon's like, really, Dad? You want to be the guy? You want to be that dad? I'm like, why are you talking like you're 32 right now? But no, I think it would have been a good time to go to Bristol. I'm glad I saved my $400, $500 I would have spent easily on that trip. And Lindsay, like I said, when I was getting to, she made a big spread for all my friends that didn't come.
Yeah.
So me and Brad just sit there aimlessly.
Just grazed like two cattle just
all day long.
All around.
All evening, all night. Still eating pigs in a blanket when I was going to bed.
Oh, I love some pigs in a blanket.
Tell you. I had to eat my Cody Canada tickets.
Right.
Friday night. Couldn't get. That's another reason I think I don't have any friends anymore. I literally asked like 42 of you guys
if we wanted to go to Canada.
And like some of it was like can't. I knew the people that was really sincere saying that they couldn't go or they had this or that, they had work. And I understand. Like then some people was like, I don't know who Cody Canada is. And like crossing a ragweed, oh yeah, that guy. But it was like Bowling Green. I'm not real familiar with Bowling Green, so I just was like, dude,
that's a long haul too.
Yeah, I've seen Cody no telling how many times.
Right.
So it was like I had to eat 2 tickets. It was pretty cheap, so no big deal. Ryan Hammer, listener to the show, he was like, "Are you coming? Because I'll meet you up there if you come." And I said, "Well, I can't get any friends. I'm probably not going to drive by myself. I tell you what, if you want them, I'll call that bar. You can just have my tickets."
Right. So
I go with these long, deep links to get these tickets transferred to his name. Then I text him like psycho ex-girlfriend, like, "Hey, dude, hey, talking to Spillway. Hey, you there?" Well, just like I'm like, dude, just wait for a reply, and then I didn't get anything after Spillway said, "Yeah, that's fine. Just send us a text showing."
Right.
You said it was cool. Finally, I get a message like, "Hey, dude, my friends suck as bad as yours. I can't get anybody to go. My wife wouldn't go eat wings with me." I was like, "Well, if you change your mind, they're at the door for you." So, so that was disappointing. But I did get to see the Basketball Hall of Fame.
And your boy got initiated into the Hall of Fame this time, big Shaquille O'Neal.
The closer, the headliner. where he should have been in. He should end of the show.
He had a 30-minute speech too.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest speeches.
It was hilarious. And I went back and watched Yao Ming.
Hilarious.
It was so good. One of the funniest things I heard Shaq say was that 3 years into the basketball career, him playing against Yao Ming, he says, good shot. Yao Ming says, thanks, brother. He goes, oh, man, you speak English?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, you ain't never talked to me.
Shaq's so full of crap. I've been following his career so long anyway that you never really know what's true and what's fiction coming out of his mouth. And for example, I was watching an interview they had on TNT the other day, and he said he told since 1993 or 4 that David Robinson stiffed him while he was in high school in San Antonio on an autograph.
Yeah.
He said it fueled his fire for years, saying, okay, you're not going to give me an autograph, you're too big. And everybody was always like, that's so crazy because David Robinson's literally the nicest person ever, right? And Shaq just dogged him and talked bad about him his whole career. And then Ernie Johnson's like, okay, Shaq, so is this story still true now that you're going in the Hall of Fame? He goes, I got to admit, I made that up. He's like, I met him. He said, I met him in high school. He was the nicest guy ever. He signed my autograph, wished me good luck, told me he was a fan. He's like, then I played in my rookie year, and he lit me up. My dad said, you showed him too much respect. He said, so I had to find something to fuel me. He's like, so I made it up. I said, he didn't sign my damn autograph. I'm gonna bust you. I'm gonna bust you every time I see you.
Yeah.
So he said, I finally talked to David last year and said, David, I've been telling this lie on you. I know Shaq. I've heard it. He said, I just know you're Shaq, and you just done it because you're funny. He's like, he never corrected you all these years. He said, no, never said one word. He just let me tell my lie.
Knew it the whole time.
But it was really great to see that class, and I had actually, long story short, I don't want to get into it, but I had an opportunity to have a ticket.
Yeah.
For cheap, like free cheap.
Oh yeah.
But dude, and
didn't go see Shaq get in the Hall of Fame?
If I hadn't got to make that trip in Atlanta in March, I definitely would have tried a little harder to go. But I mean, by the time you fly to Boston, then take an hour and a half drive to Springfield, you're talking about hotels, taking off work. But the part of that ticket that I had was the meet and greet, which would have been the whole class. They were sitting at a table and you just go down the line.
Yeah.
And I think Yao Ming would have been cool. I think Iverson would have been really cool. And, the rest of the class, whatever,
Yeah.
But Shaq, Iverson, and Yao, you're looking at three guys, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, because some people don't like Shaq, some people don't think Yao deserved it, and some people don't like Iverson. That they each in their own way changed the NBA, and really forever.
Yeah, I mean, the people that have those big names like that deserve to go in. They just do. I mean, Allen Iverson inspired an entire generation of kids to go out there and start dribbling a basketball all crazy. I mean, that he's not entirely responsible for and one coming out there, but nobody was doing that mainstream until Allen Iverson wanted to dribble and drop kids on their ankles.
Right. Two things with him was the little man thing. He went out and took what Isaiah Thomas did, and even though he didn't get the championships Isaiah did, he took that little man to a whole nother level. And I've heard the quote, pound for pound, the greatest to ever play the game. Mm-hmm. That's really saying something because he's generously listed as 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
But like you say, with the crossover dribbles, and I'm going to take it one step farther, the urban appeal that he had when he's on the cover of Slam magazine with his afro, out there, and he's got the gold chains, and that spoke to that generation that was coming about with the rap music and everything where it was at, and everybody just really bought into that culture.
Yeah.
And Iverson really became a cult hero, and he actually got maybe a bigger applause than Shaq at one time, but the thing that Iverson does since day one is stay real to himself.
Right.
And it got him traded from teams. It got him broke at one point, according to all of his reports.
Mm-hmm. That was something I was going to say. Is he still broke?
I don't think he ever was broke. I think that's something that
he was just talking trash. He pulling one of them Shaqs.
Who knows? I don't know. I do wonder that if he was really broke or not. But you read the reports, he can't afford a cheeseburger. But he said the other day, he's like, tell them all I can afford a cheeseburger. All right, But now he was funny. I mean, he's a funny dude.
Yeah. One of the things that Shaq said was, they asked him. One of the things he brought up was, is he regret anything? He said he'll do a lot of things. He even got squeezed into a Buick that he couldn't get into, that he couldn't fit in for $3 million.
He said, "Hey, I can fit $3 million. I can fit. I can fit." Some of my favorite quotes from that he did. One thing I am glad he did was acknowledge so many teammates.
Yeah.
Even though he accidentally forgot.
He even acknowledged Kobe.
Yeah, they're good now. They're all in their older age. I think when Kobe played with Dwight Howard's soft butt, and then he kind of appreciated what he had with Shaq.
Right.
Yeah, Shaq was always out of shape. Shaq was a goofball off the court, but like Kobe said in that instrument video, when those lights came on, he was gonna kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a monster on the court. But yeah, that was he didn't his jersey retirement a few years ago. He didn't acknowledge the Laker teammates, and I thought that was kind of rude not to acknowledge teammates.
Mm-hmm.
And he left Derek Fisher off, which was pure accident, I'm sure. But what really sucked is of all of his Laker teammates, Derek Fisher took out a whole big article in SI.com that day talking about his brotherhood with Shaq, and Shaq
just left him out.
He's like, I like to thank Big Shot Bob, Rick Fox, Brian Shaw, like people like Mike Penberther, who were literally on the roster like 6 months in one of their three-peat years. Who was like token white guy that shot three-pointers every now and then. I'm like, you thank Mike Penberther, who nobody remembers.
And forgot Derek Fisher.
Yeah, but the line with Kobe was, which is classic, he said, I'd like to thank the great Kobe Bryant, who pushed me to 3 championship wins with the Lakers, and also pushed me off the team and got me traded to Miami. With Nick Anderson, former teammate in Orlando, the story goes, with Nick Anderson, 95 finals, game 1, you hit 1 free throw, the game's iced.
Mm-hmm.
Misses 2, gets a rebound, gets fouled again, misses those 2. So Shaq's story was, I'd like to thank Dennis Scott, and I'd like to thank Penny Hardaway. I'd like to thank Nick Anderson missing those 4 free throws. Then everybody was like, ooh. And he's like, I'm just kidding, Nick. He's like, I just thought when I wrote this speech, how funny would it be if a really terrible free throw shooter would make fun of a bad one? He was making fun of Phil Jackson, his sage that smelled like weed.
Yeah.
He's just a great. Look, Iverson, I told Lindsay, I said, Iverson will be crying 6 minutes into this, 3 minutes into this. And he was like literally on stage crying before he even said anything. That was the rawness and the realness of Allen Iverson. So we got what we've seen forever from Allen Iverson, was his wearing his heart on his sleeve, being who he was. I mean, he's up there thanking Ray and whoever in the boys, all the people he grew up with. And then he's thanking Nas and Redman, Biggie and Tupac and all these rappers. And then also he gives a shout out to the boys that got kicked out of his inner circle for being snitches or whatever. Who says that other than Allen Iverson?
All right.
And then at the same token, Shaq's out there just being Shaq, being goofy, telling stories. He dropped some bitch 7 or 8 times. You see that one?
Yeah, he sure did. About his coaches in high school.
Big old son bitch.
Big son bitch. Did he have 2? Does he have 2 baby mamas and had both of them there with all 6 of his kids?
That's when you know you're the man.
He brought both baby mamas and all 6 of their kids together to this thing.
He just
set them in the same row, 8 seats apart.
Yeah. I'm sure he paid for all that too.
Oh yeah.
The oldest daughter is the only one he's got with the other woman.
Oh,
that's the first time I've ever seen her. But Shawnee's got the other 5 with. So, and
that one boy of his is big, isn't he?
He's already Shaq's height almost. Hey, I'm so looking forward to seeing his career and see how it progresses.
Well, I was seeing something about him on the news the other day. He and
Ron Artest.
Yeah, I guess so. Artest's son.
Or Meta World Peace.
Yeah, whatever he calls himself now.
They were dueling pretty good in a little tournament out in California.
Shaq's boy wound up getting him.
I'm sure he's probably genetically, if nothing else, inferior.
Right.
But no, he's shooting threes. He's hitting. I mean, he's all over the court.
Really?
Yeah, he's all over the place. And that's an interesting thing that came up about Shaq in Hall of Fame week. He was quoted as saying, "I only got to display 30% of my game," and people bashed him for it.
Right.
What he was meaning was, he said, "I had the jumpers."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "My dad would always fuss on me if I tried to shoot the jumpers." He said, "Plus, I was always getting double, triple teams, so I really couldn't show the jumpers." He said, "I had the dribble the length of the court, skills." He said, "I had
he
the crossover."
did some of that early on.
Yeah, and it drives me crazy. And me and James Hatcher will fight to this to the day we die. He's always, because you've heard him on this show say he's only good because he's big.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's refuse to take full advantage of our skill set and our physical attributes that God's given us here.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you could play I don't want to call it bully basketball, but I mean, if you was bigger than everybody else on the court and could do whatever you wanted to down in the post, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Well,
he said he figured out a long time ago.
You're out there to play the game.
He said he wanted to shoot jumpers, but his dad wouldn't let him.
Right.
He said, so he figured, wait a minute, so I can just dunk on everybody, average 30?
Yeah.
I mean,
why not?
Look, I get what James is saying. James has watched him from afar, and James has watched some games. But look, I have studied this man for 25 years.
Preach that, brother.
And I have watched every game that I've been able to watch. You can't argue with me when he's dribbling in the post like he's going to make a post move, and he sees Brian Shaw coming out of the right wing, and he gives a bounce pass like this, right? He bounces it off to Brian Shaw, turns a 360 in the lane like they faked out like he still had the ball, and he'd already dropped it off behind his back to Brian Shaw.
Right.
Or grabbing a rebound in numerous games. The first ever game he played when he was a raw SOB that was just a physical specimen. Grabbed a rebound, took the length of the court, dunked it. Same game, took the length of the court, no-look pass. 0-1, when everybody says, oh, Shaq's just this. I seen him throw around Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Teammates, 2 7-footers, threw him around like a rag doll. He gets a steal, goes the length of the court, throws a no-look pass back to Kobe. He passes it back to him. Shaq dunks it. Every 7-footer does that. Everybody's like, oh, because he's big. Remind me if I'm wrong. George Murison was 7'7", and he was a sack of shit.
Yeah, he smelled like cabbage the whole time he was playing.
Excuse my language, but
yeah,
he couldn't do anything. This guy's taking the length of the court.
You don't. That's like the UFC. You don't make it to the NBA because you're just one thing. Yeah. You just don't do it. You don't make it to the UFC because you're really good at one thing. It just don't happen, man. You got a substantial part of the entire game.
It's so frustrating to hear people say that, and you're absolutely right. And there was a video of him crossing up Tim Duncan, like Duncan's guarding him on the wing. He's like 2 steps from underneath the 3-point line.
Yeah,
crossover like Allen Iverson, takes the rim, dunks it.
Yeah,
no skill there.
Yeah.
So whatever, he's
Big Shaq made it into the Hall of Fame.
I was glad to see it with the humor. I'm glad to see you got to close. Yeah. And like I said, Yao Ming, awesome.
Yeah, he said.
I need to practice more.
Yeah,
the practice because everybody's got the Allen Iverson.
Yeah,
we talking about practice.
He said he thought Allen Iverson should have went first in the speeches because Yao needs more practice than he does.
Yeah. And I just love all three of them. And a lot of people were complaining about Yao Ming, but hey, everybody votes a global ambassador basically in every year. And who better than Yao Ming? We know when nobody in China was watching basketball to billions of people watching. Hey, big respect out to all three of those guys. Just 2 of my favorite players ever. So I really enjoyed it. I was glad I got to check it out.
Yeah. Well, let's just wrap that up for our NBA talk for the day. How about that?
Yeah, I got a little fired up.
Well, yeah, I mean, when your idol goes in a Hall of Fame, it's a big time.
I always used to have a funny saying about him. I'd just say, talk about my wife, talk about my parents, you talk
Don't
about
talk
Shaquille
about my
O'Neal,
Shaq.
knock you out.
I used to call him my Shaq.
That's not true, by the way. But I do like him more than most of my friends now that stiff me all weekend.
Right.
So anyway,
yeah. Hey, a couple things going on here. Our friend of the show, producer Jace, my little cousin, our little buddy, Jace's birthday today.
Yeah.
You gonna sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to. I'm not gonna do that.
Don't do that. I was hoping you'd stop that eventually. Shout out to Jace. He's been a awesome help to this. I texted him to come up, and just like every other of my friends,
he just ignored you.
No, he texted me back and said no.
I've been around Jace my entire life. Me and Jace have
Sorry about that.
Me and Jace have been buddies our entire life, and I've probably told this story 100 times. I might have even told it on here. I don't know. But we was wrestling. We were little, man. I'm probably 3 or 4 years older than him. It's bad that I don't know how much older than him I am.
You're 4 years.
I don't know why you know that, but anyway.
I'm a historian.
We were in my parents' living room, and they've got this, I mean, absolutely, well, they don't have it anymore, but door that was like 2 inches thick, solid oak. And me and him was wrestling. For whatever reason, the door was open, and I don't know if I slung him or what happened. He was so little. I mean, Jace was just so little. I kind of slung him, and that door was open. He hit the thin part with his head. I mean, I about knocked that cat out. I mean, we was little. He was crying. I felt so bad about that. Yeah.
You never probably was little.
No, I never was.
But Jace was little.
Jace was little bitty there for a while, and
Yeah.
I've been a monster my entire life. But
Billy posted pictures of him today for his birthday, and I'm like, whoa.
yeah, bowl cut and all. Did he have his bowl cut?
No, I don't remember.
You talk about somebody used to ride a bicycle. That cat used to ride around.
Like Tony Hawk style?
I mean, he'd jump that little bicycle over everything down there in that little house in Humphrey Springs. He'd set up ramps and stuff and jump out into the road, just come sliding in. Him and Jason Hawkham down there just raising cane all over Humphrey Springs, man.
You know, that's a thing with the Fraleys. Like, I'm glad we didn't sing happy birthday to him, but one time Clint was going to a music festival.
Yeah.
And it was his birthday, like that next day at midnight, right?
Yeah.
And you know how Clint used to do? He was like, okay, I wouldn't go to Cody, Canada by myself at Bowling Green.
Uh-huh.
But Clint was going to Michigan to a music festival by himself.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
First off. So I called and I was like, hey, brother. I said, happy birthday, man. I just wanted, it's 12. I was up and it was like 12:01 or whatever. I was like, I just knew it was your birthday, so I thought I'd be a good friend and call you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. And he said, if you're a good friend, you'll sing happy birthday to me right now.
And you did it.
And I said, no, I'm definitely a good friend. Sing the shit out of it, he said. I want to hear it. I went, okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Clint. Happy birthday. Don't die in Michigan. He goes, that's a good thought. Don't die. You know? But he was like, you are a good friend. He said, you really just sung happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You know, and he cussed me. I'm sure he cussed me after that.
He went around and told somebody, you ought to have heard this.
Blank.
Yeah. That said he's my buddy. He just called and sung happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Jace.
Yeah, man.
We're proud of you, little buddy.
Yep. For what I don't know.
Yeah, but we're
glad
for something.
Glad you're
alive.
Glad you're happy birthday.
Yeah. Another thing happened pretty neat this week. Two of the smallest people we know had one of the biggest babies I've ever heard of.
Hell yeah! Wow.
Our little buddy Josh, the 5'7", 5'8", 100.
Generously, that's with high tops on.
Yeah, little bitty dude. His wife, really small lady, just spit out a 21.5-inch, 10-pound, 4-ounce baby.
Oh my
Beautiful
God.
baby too, but I bet poor Alyssa was miserable. But we're proud of her. She's pretty, buddy.
We weigh more than them combined.
Oh, yeah. Either one of us weigh more than him combined.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And beautiful little baby.
Beautiful little baby.
Well, glad everything went
Named
well.
Madeline.
And I didn't even realize. Yeah, Madeline. What was the middle name?
Claire, I believe.
Claire. I didn't even realize he was that far along.
Yeah, we've been talking baby stuff, man, right and left. I'm elbow deep in this baby stuff right now, dude.
Oh no, I guarantee. Are you in single digit weeks yet?
Yeah. We just crossed over this week. We're 9 weeks and some change right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, about 9.5 weeks today. It's Wednesday.
Well, not one from.
I'm panicking a little bit. I'm panicking a little bit, but other than that,
He didn't Michael Jackson grab his crotch when he done that or moonwalk or nothing. He just shrieked.
I just realized the other day, I thought, we're to the point now this baby's viable. If it comes out right now,
He went from 9 months to 9 weeks right in your very own. This is how long we've been doing this podcast deal.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like yesterday we were announcing it on episode 3, I believe.
Uh-huh. Now this little cat's almost here, man. I'm super excited. My little nephew's been coming over quite a bit here lately, and he's at that point now where he's like 14 months old. He may not be that old. He's 12, 14 months old, something like that. He talks a little bit, but not a lot yet.
Yeah.
Running around like crazy. I just keep thinking, man, it's going to be so cool. I can't wait for that. I'm so ready for that. And then seen little Bayless the other night just raising up and
he's sitting up on
flopping
his own.
over, but he's sitting up some. It was real neat. I'm getting excited, man.
Yeah, he started, and I don't know that he knows what he's saying, but he's on the da like 100 mile an hour, and which is hilarious to me because I literally change a diaper every now and then. I will feed him, but like at nighttime, it's all
Mama.
Lindsay, and she's up. Like I know she's getting frustrated, poor thing. So I know she's not getting as much sleep as she'd like. He's not sleeping real well, but it is kind of a little bit hilarious too at the same time that she thinks that he's on the boob all the time with her, and so he's sitting there going da 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 da, and he lights up when I walk in.
Yeah.
Same thing with Waylon. He loves Waylon so much, and Waylon's that age like he could do with or without.
Without him, right?
Yeah, because he's like sometimes he'll eat him up.
He's way too cool.
Yeah, Waylon's cooler than a fan right now, just and so sometimes he'll like drop the deal and play with him, but then he's over it in like 5 minutes.
Right.
And I'm at this age, I'm appreciating this one more. Not that we didn't do good with Waylon, but you know what I mean.
Just a little older now, right?
Yeah.
Hey, when I was at your house the other night, went up and looked at your memorabilia room. Waylon said, "Hey, what's up?" So, "Hey, what's up, man?" Brad's little boy Kel came over. Hey, hey, man. He goes, "Hey, my name's Kel."
Yeah. Yeah. My funniest memory of Kel so far is just like he's just funny. But when we were on vacation together last year, we went to the mountains, all of us together, and got a cabin, us four and the kids. And he was doing silly stuff. That's when that oh God, what's that really pop song that was out?
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, no, Jesus Christ, I can't even think. But anyway, he was singing it. I'll think of it later. We sung that all weekend.
Yeah.
And then when we went to his house not long after for a cookout or something, he was like riding this little tax bike around, singing "I Work Out." He was like
going,
flex and like shake his butt and stuff, and I was like, so Brad Craggett right there.
Yeah.
It's cool to see everybody.
Everybody popping these kids out.
Elliot Brown's kid was wide open. Leighton, we were at his house a couple months ago, and like he was picking up these scissors, and I'm not talking about like just cutting paper. I'm talking about like Brutus the Barber beefcake, hedge clippers, and like put them down. He's like, no, and he's picking up wrenches you work on your car with, and just
beating on whatever.
Oh God.
One of our other friends had a baby this week, just like 2 or 3 days ago. Kelly Wilkerson. She's Kelly Carr now. She just had her baby too.
That's her 12th, isn't it?
Yeah, it's her 4th or 5th for sure.
Goodness gracious.
She's up here at the baby reveal, all big and mama pregnant. She's got that one out on the ground now. There's going to be a lot of kids running around here about the same age down.
Yeah.
Right now.
A little bit of me is sad that, not to get a puss on you here, but it just sucks that all of us that grew up together as kids are going different places. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah, because I mean, after the split of Hermitage Springs, I don't know that I would have come back over here anyway, just because of geographically where I'm at, work wise, living wise. But it just sucks that Josh is in Nashville. Your kid will be here at Hermitage Springs.
Yeah.
Mine's in Gainesboro. Elliot's and AJ and Brad's are in Kentucky. See, it's really important to me for us to have these get-togethers to see. Waylon the other day was wanting to go home with a friend of his, and I was like, "No, you're going to stay here." I was like,
"Yeah, I don't even know them."
I was like, "Well, Brad's coming for sure." I was like, "I don't know what everybody else is doing." And they won't give me an answer, but Brad's coming for sure. And he's like, "I see Brad all the time. I don't know," because they aggravate the hell out of each other the whole time he's here. So, but it is cool, man.
Yeah.
It's just Bayless is so funny right now. Like I said, with the Mickey Mouse stuff going on, I'm back in that rotation on the Mickey Mouse. If anybody out there is listening, they want to challenge me to the hot dog dance.
You got them.
Don't sing it, bring it. That's all I can tell you.
So congratulations, Josh and Alyssa.
Yes.
Congratulations, Kelly and Michael and everybody else that's having them. And
you're the next.
I'm next. As far as I know, I don't know if anybody else is
Kara's
pregnant.
next.
Wait, it's debatable whether we're both going to have one or not. I've been just killing some oatmeal pies lately.
God, I'd eat one right now. If
I
you
don't even care. I'd straight have one. I've got on a popsicle kick.
Well,
I'll just say some popsicles. I don't care.
It's all right.
I'm gonna eat all the popsicles.
Oh,
we're gonna get a bag of 16. Wait, 9.
I don't think they're that fattening though, are they? Just 85 things of sugar.
If you get the sugar-free ones, they probably ain't too bad. But you know who don't like the sugar-free ones? Who's got 2 thumbs? This guy.
I don't even know if they make them like that.
They do. They make sugar-free ones. I had them.
I'm not interested in them. Guarantee you that. I were at a basketball game one time, and I got a text from a number I didn't know. He's like, "I thought Lindsay was carrying the baby." It's like, damn, you're getting bigger in the house. I'm like, until you.
Just say, cool story, bro. Get out of here.
Nah. Go ahead and hit your edit button. What I told them.
Yeah.
You can't argue with it, really, but still.
But it don't mean you can't light them up for it.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple other things got wrote down here. I saw a man robbed a bank to get away from his wife.
Yeah.
So he goes in, gives the teller the
stick 'em up.
Yeah, the stick 'em up.
The stick 'em up gimmick.
Walks straight over to the bench and sits down and calls the police himself.
I heard this story the other day on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know where they were going with it.
Right.
Robbed the bank, sits on the bench, calls the cop. Hey, I just robbed this bank.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, well, what's the deal?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to go home to my wife.
What kind of bad home life do you have where you're ready? You just can't figure out a way to get out. You just like, forget it. I'm going to go rob a bank. I'm going to jail.
I mean, nobody claims to have the perfect marriage. And shoot, I know Lindsay's just, I've been just.
Lindsay's just sitting around wishing you'd go rob a bank right now.
I know she's made my head spin around a couple times. I was like, just get away from you for a minute. But I don't think I've ever thought to myself, man, you know what I like to do?
I'd rather go to jail and have a cellmate that's trying to rape me all day long than be at the house.
And I'm sure we've seen some marriages that, I don't know, man. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad, man. That's a bad one. That's probably the worst one I've ever heard of.
This takes me back to a funny story. And this may be a little language here, but just a quick quote. It's got two naughty words in it. But we were leaving a Titans game one time, and I had
I know where you're going.
Yeah, I had a Lindell White jersey on for whatever reason. And Fraley kept going, "Hey, white guy. Hey, white guy." And I kept ignoring him because, honestly, Fraley was on that level that day, and I wasn't, and I was done with Fraley that day, right?
Right.
So I'm walking past, "Hey, white guy." And he looks at this random guy who was in the parking lot packing up his tailgate and stuff with two, teenagers.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, mister, I'm walking with an asshole." And he goes, "That's all right. I've been living with a bitch."
God, just miserable.
Well, I'll never, ever forget that. The day
Shut Clinton straight down.
Clinton just went, "Oh, my God, did you hear that? That guy's life sucks, huh?" So that put me in mind. That's the first thing I thought of when I heard that story.
Yeah.
This poor guy hates life so bad that he's going to the big time, big house.
Well, that leads into another story here. There was talking about marriage. A woman married her daughter and her son in Oklahoma. That's what happens in Oklahoma, folks. I know Blake Shelton makes it sound all pretty and everything, but that's what happens in Oklahoma.
If this don't get the heat off Tennessee and Kentucky for a little
bit. There you go.
Because everybody's always talking about and I'm going to tell you something. If anybody was going to be incest, it'd been me. I got a knockout cousin, but look here. I've done some stupid stuff, but
not
trying to hit on my cousin.
Yeah. Or your son and daughter. So
just
straight up.
Oh my God!
This woman, Patricia Ann Spann or Sparn or something.
I can't
read your writing.
Patricia Ann Spann.
Ann Spann, yeah. So she marries her son, divorces him.
No, he gets an annulment on.
Got an annulment
because you realize, oh shit, I just married my mom.
I just married my mom. So she turns around and marries her daughter.
Yeah.
Arrested. Felony.
They had
felony incest.
Apparently, that's not
legal
in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had her kids taken away from her. So then when she got them back, she's like, "Well, I mean, I've missed you so much, son." He's like, "Oh, I missed you too, Mom."
Oh God.
He said, "Let's do this.
Let's just go get married."
And if I keep talking at this rate, talking about incest, love marriages, you will all be paying $2.99 a minute from now on.
This voice, anyway.
So this is why I worry about raising kids in this world because
there's some crazy people out there, and these clowns in the woods. What about this in Carolina?
I don't know, man. It's. I mean, it is nuts, man. I mean, and a lot of people are wondering if it's inspired by the new remake of the It clown movie.
I'm not watching it. I ain't watching.
Scared of clowns?
Oh, not yet. I'm not. No, I don't plan on getting that way in the next couple of days.
I just don't get this deal, man. Like they're like hanging out by the woods and offering money to kids to come in there, and the kids have seen them, and then they go tell the parents, and the parents don't see them. But like one lady was jogging, or not jogging, she's walking back to her apartment at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and saw one with a flashing red light on his nose underneath like a light pole.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one saw him like pointing green laser lights in the woods. Like, I guess if people see the laser lights in the woods, they're going to walk in the woods.
Walk over and see what it is?
What it is.
You know what I'm going to do? Not that. I'm not going to walk over and see what it is. I'm going to keep...
Not North Carolina, South Carolina at least.
I'm going to keep on keeping on, man.
Are you going to do it if you see it in Kentucky?
No.
Never.
No,
you ain't going to do it anymore.
No, I ain't doing it nowhere. If there's something with a red flashing nose on over there, somebody says, let's go over, and I said, nuh-uh.
Hey, man.
I'm just going to keep on my trail.
I've talked about it on my Facebook page. I've talked about it on my podcast.
There might be a snake over there trying to lure me in.
I've seen enough Lifetime movies now to not trust anything that goes on in this world.
No. Nuh-uh. Not this guy.
I just think that was like 3 really random stories that just
Super random.
Which was the parents?
It's got to be this mom that married her kids. Got to be the weirdest one of them.
I thought living in Clay County, Jackson County, you seen it all because you go to the Polk South Festival, you liable to see anything.
Anything. Not down there.
But no.
That ain't happening down there.
I don't think. But like I said, me and Brianna used to catch crap all the time. You know, we give each other the old block all the time because we was always hanging out. So we was at Cotton Eye Joe together.
Mm-hmm. Looked like y'all was together.
Looked like we were together at the grocery store. Looked like we were together.
Yeah.
Look, man, I got a good looking cousin. Mm-hmm. I ain't trying to holler at her.
That's the second time you mentioned it.
Well, let's clear that up right now before anybody gets man. DK was talking about a cousin on the podcast.
He wouldn't quit.
And I know she listens. She be blogging my cell phone number or something. Hey, I got standards, man.
Jesse gonna be saying, "Is Dustin calling you again?"
Tell him call Tasha or Sean, man. It's getting weird.
It's getting weird, man. You know, something I wanted to bring up that I seen today. Well, I see it quite a bit. Yeah, and I'm a dog guy. Obviously, I'm a dog guy. You're a dog guy. You got Fancy and you've got Roscoe up there. I don't know why this is random. This is super random. Don't have anything to do with anything what we've been talking about, but
that's what the show's about. Is randomness.
Yeah. Hey, why would you have a dog that you're going to put in a pen and that's the only place you're going to have him? He just lives his whole life in a pen, or lives his whole life tied to a tree.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, I hate it.
Why would you go get a dog and the only thing you're going to do is you're going to bring him home, stick him in a pen? Mm-hmm. Is that what happens when you have kids? Kids wants a dog, you don't want to take care of it, so you take it outside, you put it in a pen, and it's, why did you even go get a dog like that? I see these dogs tied to trees on the same run, no grass to speak of anywhere around, and I see a dog in a cage and it running around, and I mean absolutely just dust flying up behind this thing.
Yeah, I guess a lot of places, we're pretty lucky to live where we live and where it's not as strict. But I mean, I know we lived in Cookeville. There's leash laws and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
bring that dog inside. Bring that dog inside. If you're gonna have a dog, love that dog.
Yeah,
love it.
Well,
it loves you.
You're one of the few people that have a dog in the house. The house doesn't smell like complete.
Yeah, it don't smell like a dog. You know why? Because I wash it. I give a dog a bath.
I, for one, am against dogs in the house. I'm not a fan of any animals in the house. Yeah. We've been trying to get that cat of mom and daddy's
out of the house.
Did I tell you what Rick pulled on me?
Yeah. Yeah,
he said, for anybody that does not listen, when my mom got sick, we moved down we were moving down there anyway because we were going to take that house over, whatnot. So we lived there. My dad had a dog and a cat. Mm-hmm. I had my two dogs, and I did have to tie them up, and it killed me.
Yeah.
I hated to see them tied up.
Yeah.
I was one of those people, but it absolutely killed me to see it.
Yeah, but you went and let them out.
Yeah.
You went and let them out. You go down there, you'd let them, Diesel and Fancy, you'd let them run around for a little while. You'd let them loose. You'd take them for a ride on the back of the truck.
They loved riding on the truck. So I hated doing it, but my dad was always like, well, you can't because they'll leave my dogs off because he had two dogs at the time. The other one died. But they'll leave my dogs off and they'll get in a fight, and which they did to start with.
Yeah.
I said, they'll get used to each other.
Yeah.
Rick's hard-headed sometimes. So anyway, he finally got his house built. So I'm like, I said, you going to build your fence? For anybody that doesn't know, his dog, Roscoe, the boxer, is blind as bat. 12 years old, blind as bat. I said, you going to build your fence so he can come down there? Well, I ain't going to build that fence just yet. I said, well, that's fine. I can handle. We can keep him up here. I said, what about the cat? Yeah. This son of a gun sheds all over the place.
Long-haired cat.
I hate cats in the house more than anything. And he's like, well, and he kind of chuckled. And he said, I really didn't have no intention of bringing that cat to the house. I said, no.
Well, that was Miranda's cat.
Yeah, well, Lindsay's about to kill you.
Yeah.
Because she is ready for this thing to be gone. So we've, now every time Lindsay walks the house, the cat not even just hisses, like straight up growls at her. She's like, Grays, I said, well, she knows you're out to get her. Well, you damn right I'm out to get her. And she does make such a mess in this house.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but yeah, so I get it. I don't like animals in the house, but I also, when I lived in Cookeville, I just said to hell with the leash laws and just let my dogs go.
Yeah.
One guy called the whatever on me one time. I found Diesel laying out in the yard with a wallet in his mouth.
Yeah.
I look at the address.
Ate somebody?
No, he looked like he ate somebody, the biggest he was. But so I take it over, thinking this person would be gracious to me.
Yeah, be grateful that he dropped his wallet and you found it and you bring it back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my dog was in your yard to find your wallet that you dropped.
Yeah.
Next day, I had a piece of paper on my door saying, keep your dog. They went to the county. And the county, I'm like, well, dude, I wished you'd had $100 in that thing. I'd have jacked it.
I went back and talked to him. I'd have went straight over and talked to him.
Yeah, I'm a puss, I guess. I don't like conflict, but I just thought, man. So I kept him on the leash after that for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, forget that, man. I don't understand that. Let them dogs loose.
I agree.
If they're going to get run over by a car, they're going to get run over. I know you love them, but it's so much better than making them stay in a pen the whole time.
Yeah, and I debated that when I left them down there at the barn tied up. I thought, because they're going to be out running because they, one wasn't too bad when you put them together. They always ran all over the place, and and I was terrified to, So I'm the part of the person you're arguing about, but it did kill me.
Right.
But I think there are other cruel people that don't give a damn about animals.
Oh yeah,
that leave them tied up, and I agree. Why do you get them if you're not?
Don't even get them then. Don't even get them.
Because
I can't stand seeing that.
Like it's like Shaq, then it's my dogs. Like that.
Right.
We were talking about Shaq, or my dogs really, and because you can beat the living tarnation out of a dog,
and
they're
they love you, come kiss you on the face, lick your whole face.
So Fancy's not the same after Diesel died. It kills me to see it. She knows. She just in depression.
Knows he ain't around.
Yeah. It ain't too fun to play with a blind dog.
Right. Yeah, Roscoe ain't running around too crazy.
She don't have much company, but.
Well, fan of the show, friend of the show, Travis Humphrey, got some good original songs out there. I heard you had a talk with him this morning.
Yeah, Travis is playing tomorrow night, and unfortunately, we've run this show late into the week and late into the night, and we're probably not gonna. This thing may not even be out by the time
he does it.
This event happens. I'm sure it will be by tomorrow, but Travis is playing the McMinnville. It's the Collins River Barbecue Songwriter Round at the fair in McMinnville tomorrow night, and everybody that listened to him down in Humber Springs that night just really raved.
Yeah,
Scarlett Gentry for one really raved about him. And several people, and every time he says he's going to quit, I'm like, you're dumb.
I didn't realize he was going to call in tonight, but I was looking through his page on Facebook earlier, man. He's got 3 fantastic original songs out there. Last Goodbye.
Yeah, it's an old song, he said.
Yeah, but boy, it's good. And then he's got 2 or 3 more. Anyway, I went ahead and I shouted him out on Facebook and then shared all 3 of his songs, and Dustin just ruined his telephone.
Oh, I hate. And by the way, I hate US Cellular. I made the mistake of switching there in June. US Cellular I can't get back to Verizon quick enough. These 2 years cannot
go by fast enough.
But that being said, I really hope that didn't crack by the time I look down at this floor.
This straight concrete floor. You just dropped it off of about it's a 40-inch tall table. You don't have a case on it.
I have one of those.
You got one of those little screens on it. You don't have no case on it.
That saves its life, though. Sometimes I dropped it at the Stapleton concert, and I did put a crack on top of it.
Get it and let's look at it.
I just played hacky sack with it on the way down. I hit it when I needed.
Yeah, I seen you trying to reach at it. That makes it worse every time.
Good as gold, baby.
Good as gold.
Good as gold. But yeah, man, he's Travis, like you said in previous episodes. He's a good follow on Facebook too.
Yeah, he throws some good music out there. He's always sharing some music stuff coming up. He had that Pink, and he had that new Brethard kid.
Tucker Brethard.
Tucker Brethard, yeah,
like
with Rock On doing an acoustic version of Rock On.
Yeah,
that's great.
What I like about your Facebook is that you just kicked it back up. You don't have just a ton of friends.
Yeah,
I've got people that I'm sure people get tired of seeing me on there because I get tired of posting stuff and seeing myself on there, but. Nobody's gonna promote you like yourself, but there's so much. Back in the day when Facebook started, it was like people's Facebook status. Like even I almost missed the days where people said, "I'm going to eat at LTAP." I always hated check-ins.
Yeah,
I always hated people like checked into LTAP too, checked into Lowe's. Who really cares that you're getting paneling for your house? I don't.
Yeah, I don't care. You're about to eat that extra big burrito at LTAP.
It's stupid, man. I've never been a fan, and I get pissed off when people check me in places.
Yeah.
I'm like,
don't do that. Stop it.
I tell you, one time I was trying to
I don't even want people to know where I'm at most of the time.
You know what these buttholes done to me one time? I was trying to get a fairly important job.
Yeah.
And which is a little political job. And these dudes was checking me into the bar every night, and I wasn't going to the bar. Wasn't against it, but I wasn't going at the time. If I'm going to go, I still don't want you checking me in. But really don't check me in if I'm not there.
Right.
They were checking me into Tootsie's, Woolly Bullies, like all these places. I'm like, dude.
Look like you're just out all night long.
Yeah, and I was at home. That was like 4 years ago.
Right.
I was like, come on now. But, I went through stages of Facebook, like, I hated that. Like, I literally felt like I'm going to take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, dude, shut up. You don't have to tell us every single move. But then, then it went to the Farmville thing where everybody was sending requests like nuts.
I hate getting requests for games and stuff.
Yeah, I hate that. But no, it's even worse now. Like, you never actually see what anybody. It seems like it's all just like all the stuff that's political stuff or the sport.
Yeah.
Everybody shares these videos constantly now, so it's hard to actually find stuff that, like Travis said. I was like, Lucas says you posted this, or you've told me post this. I was like, it don't show up my news feed because I got so many people's junk, and it's about that time if I ever have like time to do it. I'm gonna sit down and unfollow a lot of people. No offense.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't care about.
I just can't take all that stuff.
I mean, if I hadn't seen you in 12 years,
it's one thing.
And you're one of those people that post all the time about stuff. And I know I post stuff, so I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, but
I don't post hardly anything. And Travis is such a good musician. I just thought it prudent to go ahead and shout him out there. And then just fortunately here he is tonight. So
yeah. I don't post. I mean, what I post though is usually like, okay, I post if it's something cool with sports that I care about. I do share some stuff, or I'll post my kids' stuff.
Yeah.
Or I'll post our podcast stuff.
Right.
I don't just tell you every day of my life what's going on.
I think the way you're doing it's the way it's supposed to be done. Well, I'm not sure.
I mean, I
don't know enough about it.
If you don't like, and I'll tell you what, it's not going to change because I care deeply about this podcast, and I'd like to tell you when it's up on YouTube. And if you don't like looking at my kids, well,
you know what I don't understand?
There's a delete button. So
you know what I don't understand is getting on there and then talking trash about somebody else, or the calling people out on Facebook, or talking trash about people on Facebook. Who does that?
Yeah,
Why do you do that?
Yeah, I don't. I'm much more mature. But I don't have to put my beefs on Facebook. I go to topics.
Why don't you do that? Yeah, just go to topics and do this. That's what topics is for.
I'm just kidding. It's all a douchebaggery move, if you ask me. But hey, without
further ado, let's call Travis.
Yeah.
Hello.
Travis, what's going on?
Yes, sir. What's up at it, man?
What's up, buddy?
Not a whole lot. What are y'all fellas into?
Just sitting around staring at a computer screen, brother.
We're just on Travis Humphrey singer-songwriter page. We're swooning like two girls.
Oh, I'm all over this thing right now.
Y'all boys need to get a better taste in music, I guess.
Earlier today, whenever I shouted your stuff out, I didn't realize you was going to get to come on tonight. So that was kind of a pleasant surprise for me, old buddy.
Oh, killer. I'm glad to be on, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, what have you got coming up, man? You're going to be down in McMinnville? That's some of my old stomping grounds down there, buddy. I used to work down in that area.
Oh, no. Well, I better cancel the show out there,
Yeah, that's
man.
right. They'll get after you down there.
No, I'm actually at the McMinnville Fair, which will be the Warren County Fairgrounds, tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. The Songwriters Round is going to start at about 6, but there'll be several other acts there, and I should get started about 9 o'clock, man.
So you say you're at the Songwriters Round, so is that just everybody coming out and singing originals? Is that what it is?
Yes, sir. It's all originals. What they'll do is they'll pair us in groups of like 3 to 4, and everybody just takes turns playing some of their original tunes.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Hey, man, you're talking about and we're gonna. If you don't care, do you have any preferences on which song we play after we get off the phone with you?
Because we're gonna play one of these things for everybody so that they can get a good listen to it.
We played.
Why, just whichever one you want.
What was the song we played last time? What was the name of it?
Coming Home.
Coming Home. I thought that was just a badass song, and we thought about playing Dust.
Sure. That's the new one I'm working on.
Is that,
it's a good one,
That's
too.
the one where you talk about the finishing touches on your video.
Yes, sir. That's it.
I just thought that was one of the cooler ones I've saw out of you. But so I think the people in McMinnville, they probably ain't got a lot to look forward to day-to-day basis as far as stuff down that way.
Right.
And I think they're gonna get a heck of a show. And hey, plug the other cat you playing with tomorrow night. You playing with another talented musician you was bragging on this morning.
Sure, man. I'm actually playing with two guys that are really close friends of mine and are just talented beyond belief, man. Trey Binkley is one of them, and Trey's a hometown guy. He's actually from Van Buren County, up here close, and so is Tanner Hillis. Tanner is the other guy, and man, they're just phenomenal. I mean, if you guys think I'm something special, good Lord, you'll wet yourself when you hear these boys.
Yeah, well, I don't wet myself a lot, but my age, but old Trey. You kind of put me off on him, and I hadn't really dug deep a whole lot into it, but I did start following him on Instagram, and I do check out some of his tunes he drops on there every now and then, and looks like a pretty talented kid. But now,
oh man, for a young guy, dude, I mean, he is light years ahead of me at that age. You know what I'm saying? He just got it, man. He's got the gift, and Trey is a super cool guy too. He's humble about it, and that's what makes him special, man.
Well,
how old is this cat?
If I'm not mistaken, I think Trey is 20, almost about to be 21 right here.
Oh, yeah, so he's been in it for a minute then.
Yeah. Well, he's been playing guitar, guys, ever since he was like 8.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's when you get good, whenever you're in it. And just whenever you've just been immersed in it since you was little, man, that's the way to go
He's got that Fabio hair going.
Oh, yeah.
I will definitely tell him you said that tomorrow.
Yeah, tell him if the music don't work out, he'd probably get a sponsorship with Pantene Pro V or something.
Tell him not to get on any roller coasters. He have to watch out for geese flying at his face. That's an old reference right there. I don't know if anybody got that.
Hey man, but hey, we ain't we'll put those cats over another time. But hey, man, we're just here to talk about you, and a lot of rave reviews come out of the Hermitage Springs day at the park, and hey, everybody that played there, we're not choosing anybody because man, I'm from top to bottom. Believe you me, from you to
Mike DeMeza.
Jesus Christ! I mean, there was so much talent.
Yeah,
and
Ryan Hammer.
I mean, the whole deal, man. I mean,
everybody was great.
Raines Brothers, that damn saxophone. I still can't get off the Barry and Lindsay, the Mayberry Boys, Danny Joe. I mean, man, I'm just telling you, from top to bottom, that thing was so talented and packed with charisma and good tunes. And but everybody was kind of dicking around that day, and nobody really wanted to
get started. Nobody really wanted to take off it. Boy, you just stepped out there and killed it for us.
Well, I mean, guys,
that's just what you do.
That's kind of been my deal.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I roll, dog.
How you stand?
You got to stay humble at it, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You never get bigger than the next guy playing, and if you keep that sort of attitude, then you're going to be all right.
Yeah, and I'll give you crap for singing that Luke Bryan song because you're always, hey, you listen to Travis, son. He gets me in trouble at work every Wednesday morning. Donnie Mayberry's ready to just choke him by the time he leaves because we'll get talking music, and we'll throw. And Donnie's already he's looking at him out of his peripheral there and just kind of like, all right, go the hell on, drop your mats and go on, quit talking. And we get.
He just mad because he don't know what we're talking about, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna rat on myself a little bit. I don't know what you're talking about half the time when you get talking about music because I'm not as far as musically inclined.
Get on another level.
Like, listen, I love music, right? And I appreciate real music. But when you get talking about, well, he's up there in G and he's got to drop down to D, blah, 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 and I'm thinking, man, I don't know what he's talking about, but it sounds great, and I don't want to feel like an idiot right now about correcting him or stepping in. So I'll let you have your D, drop down D, G moment, blah, 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 because I don't know nothing about a guitar. So I can't even play it on PlayStation, on Guitar Hero, so.
I could wear Guitar Hero out as long as it was on easy or beginner or whatever it was, but as soon as it got off of that, I was done with it. I've got a keyboard and a guitar and a set of drums. I can't play none of it.
Well, I mean, honestly, for me, guys, I'm a drummer. I'm not a guitar player by no means. I'm dangerous enough to get by, but now I'm a drummer first. If you ask me my, instrument of choice, I'm a stone cold drummer, but I picked up guitar, guys, just to write music because I got so sick of waiting on people to come over and write music with me that I just picked it up on my own, you know. And honestly, I'll be truthful with you right here and with everybody. In standard tuning, I'm not that much. I can't do that much. But now in open tunings and things like that, I don't know. I feel it and can play it better. So you know that's kind of the secret behind my guitar playing.
Well, I'm glad of it. You know, that's another one of the things that just went over our head. We don't.
we just give each other the what the hell is he talking about? Shrug shoulders deal and went on right there.
Yeah, it's an open tuning, standard tuning. I don't know.
So Travis, you've been playing this. How long have you been playing?
Man, I started playing drums, guys. Yeah, I'm 36 now, and I started
old
playing drums when I was 8. So I am oldest.
Yeah. Hey man, you can tell who was some of your musical influences growing up?
Oh my God, guys! I mean, well, to start off, when I learned how to play drums, I bought Tom Petty's "Damn the Torpedoes" album, and I locked myself in my room for a summer, and that's how I learned to play drums. So Tom Petty is really big, but now as far as country goes, Keith Whitley, Conway Twitty, Hank Jr., you know, the standard bearers, you know, of country. But man, my grandparents, like one set of my grandparents, all they listened to was Motown and 60s music. One set, all they listened to was country music. My dad was a stone cold rock fan. I mean, he listened to classic rock and Skinner and stuff like that. So I'm kind of a melting pot, I guess you would say, between all of it. But like if I had to just pick out one guy, one hero, Ronnie Van Zant from Skinner is my hero, man. I mean,
that's
just
pretty
his
good
songwriting, the way he says things. Yeah.
Pretty good pick right there, buddy. That you can't go wrong with Skinner, buddy.
Oh, you can never go wrong with Skinner, man.
We've had a kind of a back and forth moment on this because you talk about all your musical influences, but you're in tune, and not to kind of put you on the spot, but you're friends with Jaron from Cadillac 3, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay. So, and they've not to discredit Cadillac 3 because I've seen them in concert and they do a great job. But now, anybody with that old Big Machine record label attached to them,
It's kind of sketchy, ain't it?
To steal Lucas's deal he does down there every now and then in the basement. You know, now just even Justin Moore, who I thought was just the best thing ever for a while because I thought he was genuine. He's Big Machine, and all these guys are Big Machine, and you know they party a lot. But I was giving Sam Hunt the what for one day at work, and I was just talking about how terrible he is. And you know, hey man, Travis gave me he educated me a little bit on Sam Hunt. You know, other than
did he rap it to you?
Yeah, it was a spoken word education that he gave me. But no, I mean, but you talk about how talented of a kid that is, and the industry's just pretty much he's just whoring himself out for the industry just to make it, right?
Yeah, these guys, and I'm the world's worst. You know this better than anybody. I'm the world's worst. I'll be all over Luke Bryan one day, or
45 minutes straight. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I give them boys hell, but honestly, if you sign me to a record deal today, I'm doing what those boys are doing because it makes money. They're trying to feed their families.
That's exactly right. I mean, you don't get into a business not to make money, generally.
That's exactly right. And Joe Nichols said it best, man. If he had his choice, he would play straight, you know, solid gold country all day long, but he can't make money that way because it's just not popular these days.
Has Joe Nichols made money doing it either way?
Well, now Joe, he's kind of went what I call way off into the left field too, and a lot of the guys have. But man, that's just the format. But
he's kind of went the way of the dinosaur, I believe, too.
Well, I mean, a lot of these guys.
I'm expecting a new Keith Whitley song.
Yeah,
I'm expecting a new Keith Whitley song. I'm expecting a new Joe Nichols song.
Well, now, hey, you know, he's had some hits right here pretty recent. I mean, within the last year or so.
All right. Well, I just don't listen much.
Yeah, I must not hear him.
You're too hung up on Justin Moore, man. You know, you've got to listen.
Justin Wells, maybe. I don't know about Justin Moore these days.
And Wells is another good one, man. Wells and Cody Jinks, both those guys, you can't go wrong, man.
Yeah, we had Wells on here the other night, man. He's such a good musician, man. I could not get over his CD.
Oh, his songwriting is out of this world too, man.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I gravitate to, and he is a killer songwriter.
Yeah, he's on a different level on that songwriting, man. He's that CD was something else, and hopefully you guys will get your time in the spotlight one of these days. You're just the whole different. That's a whole different genre, and I know it's not the pop culture, but boy, one of these days you guys will get your minute back in the spotlight. I hope.
Well, everything comes back around, man. Clothes went out of style, and then they come back in style. Music does the same thing. Music evolves and changes all the time, guys, and it'll come back. I mean, country, the real country will come back.
You know how I know that? Because you're talking about clothes. There's girls wearing them high-waisted denim shorts that makes their butt look 7 miles wide, and they're wearing acid wash and stone wash. I never thought in my life.
No doubt.
I'm about to bring out the fringe jacket I talked about last week. So I hope you're right. I hope that there's, in all seriousness, I've said it 2 billion times on this podcast. There's always room for all music. I'm okay with this crap that's being played. Just let Jamie Johnson get a tune on the radio every now and then.
Put a radio station out there somewhere for this kind of music to be played. I mean, like I'm world's worst about. I'll hear a Florida Georgia Line song come on the radio, and I'll be humming along to it.
I drive in a light pole when I hear it.
Oh man, that's you just lost about 3 popularity points with me, Lucas. You should have said that.
I thought you were going to say viewers. I thought that was all of them.
Yeah. we're back down to 60 subscribers.
Yeah. There's a place and time for all of it, but I just wish there was a place and time for some of this genuine stuff too.
Well, we're kind of in the wrong state for our kind of music, though, boys. Like Texas and Arkansas, Louisiana and stuff they're the ones that's putting out the country artists on the radio, the real country.
Yeah, apparently Kentucky too.
Nashville's went to crap, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could name them. You could mention a name like Chris Knight and Jason Eady in Tennessee, and Chris Knight's a little bit more well known. But if I went to work tomorrow, if I went anywhere in Tennessee and said Jason Eady, 5 out of 10 people. 3 out of 10 people, maybe.
It's going to be a lot less than 5 out of 10.
But you go to Texas.
Yeah, maybe 2.
You go to Texas, man. Jason Eady is the real deal.
I tell you.
Yeah, and that's the same way with Whiskey Myers, man. Whiskey Myers, Cody Cannon, thanks for them, is an awesome dude, and man, they're tearing Texas and out west, they're tearing it up right now. But you come to Nashville, people are like, who are they? And them and Blackberry Smoke is carrying the Southern Rock flag pretty heavy right now. So.
That's right.
I tell you what, Kentucky's putting out some monsters too. Up there, Wales, ain't that where?
No doubt.
Stapleton Sturgill
from? Yeah, Sturgill.
Sunday's Best.
Yeah. Well, everybody tends to forget about the Headhunters, man, and Blackstone Cherry, that come from the Kentucky Headhunters. Fred, their drummer for the Headhunters, his boy is the drummer for Blackstone Cherry, so that's where all those guys come from, Kentucky.
I didn't know that.
Huh? That's pretty neat. Yeah, we're right here down here from Dumas Walker's. We're just a few minutes from Dumas Walker's, so we listen to that all the time.
Hey, the Kentucky Headhunters, man, has got our class act guys. Greg Martin is a buddy of mine, is good guitar player. But that live at the Grass Strange Ranch, their second or third album, I can't remember if it's their third album or not, but man, that's what really got me hung up on the Headhunters.
You can sing "Walk Softly on This Heart of Mine" anywhere, and I'll appreciate it. And I'm kin to Dumas Walker, so that gives them
a little clout with you.
Bonus points. So.
That gives you a little street cred right there, man.
There it is.
Well, I need all I can get. But what's the one tune on your iPod that you ain't letting nobody hear? We asked everybody else this. We ain't asked it in a while.
That's directly where I was heading, man. So what is it? What's the one you don't want nobody to hear?
You listen to every podcast. You know it was coming.
Well, I don't got a lot stored up on my iPod.
Well,
but,
it could be hypothetical.
Okay, I'll break out a surprise one that you would never think that would come from me.
Michael Bolton.
The whole. Well, now, hey, I listen to Michael Bolton. Come on now.
Stop it.
Don't run him down.
Stop it.
But now, the old school back, I come from the 90s early rap scene, guys.
Montel Jordan, what you're going to say.
No. Come
Boys
on,
to
dude.
Men.
I mean, give me a little credit, man.
Oh, yeah.
The Snoop Dogg's whole Doggy Style album, man, is killer.
Classic.
Killer.
I'm not even going to hate on you for that one.
No, that's not even. That's one of the best rap albums ever.
If you said Mystical or Master P or somebody, I might have gave you a little crap.
I wouldn't have. Hey, Waylon always.
Well, now,
You can't go wrong with Snoop
The
Dogg.
old Mystical and the Ludacris and the Ja Rule and all that. Now, I listened to a little bit of that in high school.
Well, you are from White County. And every white person I've ever met from White County wants to be black. They're pissed they're not black.
Hey, I have a great story about that. When I was playing high school basketball, or trying out for high school basketball, I wasn't the star, but we tried out, and we actually went to Red Bank to play them, and we ordered some just regular T-shirts just to play in. Didn't have jerseys or anything at that time.
Damn,
And
Humphrey Springs even got jerseys.
They were supposed to say White County on them, but they said White Country on them when we pulled them out of the box. So, needless to say, we didn't play in them shirts. We just played what we had on.
What'd y'all play? What'd y'all play? Shirts and skins?
We just played in what we had on, brother. We did not break out the White Country T-shirts.
Yeah, I'd say not.
Would y'all play in overalls? Would y'all have yurt tank tops you wear?
Had the custom yurt tank top.
There you go.
Hey, let's clear that up for us. For anybody's listening to
Somebody tell us what yurt
Jesus
means.
Christ, what is it's a hello? Because God knows a simple wave don't do it in White County.
No, man, no. We're all yurt and all that. That's White County, man.
What does it mean?
To be honest with you, I don't even know, brother.
Well,
it's like kind of part of our DNA.
That's just part of the vernacular in White County.
Yeah.
Exactly. What you've been reading the dictionary? What was that word? What?
Vernacular.
Yeah. Glad you said it because I just shook my head like
some kind of deodorant or something. What is that?
the local language.
I thought I was.
There you go. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I thought I wasn't too bad off when it comes to vocabulary. Lucas will throw one on me every now and then. I'll be like, man, I don't know what the hell it means, but I ain't gonna try to look dumb right now.
Hey, look, boys, I'm slower to smoke off cold dog crap, so you have to kind of pace yourself with me. You know what I'm saying?
That threw me off. What else? Hey, but I ain't hating on the Snoop. Hey, that Snoop Dogg, that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
That is definitely. Waylon will all the time be like, Dad, you don't know nothing about rap music. I'll be like, it's a capital S, O, yes, I'm fresh, double O, P, D, O, double G, Y, D, O, double G, S, C.
Just drop it on him.
I said, educate yourself, child.
What do you know about NWA, kid? You don't know nothing about this.
That was Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, nothing but G thing. I just dropped the third verse on you right there.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Did he actually just do that? Seriously?
All the time. That's how he talks whenever we ain't doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what can you expect from a Shaq fan, man?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I feel like we're about to have a bad connection. Tough guy.
Yeah. Well, Travis, man, we appreciate you coming on tonight, buddy, and we wish you luck tomorrow. Hope everybody comes out and sees you. I hope you win this thing, dude. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Well, I appreciate it, guys, and I just want to say, man, I appreciate both of y'all guys pushing me as much as you have. I mean, that really means a lot to me.
Well, we sure like listening to you, bud.
We're life coaches, if nothing else.
Life changers, really. I mean, if you just look at it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, sure enough, man, DK has pushed me, and I had just about give up. No joke. I mean, right here, I've had a rough 2 years without going into all of it. I mean, it's been pretty stressful.
Women suck. We understand what you're saying.
Well, they will suck the life out of you if you let them. Yeah, but
that's what you look for in the first relationship.
But man, when I met up with DK doing this job that I'm doing now and stuff, and seriously, I really do appreciate Dustin because man, you pushed me and kind of got the ball rolling, and it's starting to turn back around for me, man. So I really appreciate it. Bro.
Hey, I've kind of kidded through all this interview, but in all seriousness, man, you are a very talented dude, man, and the kind of quote I kind of fall back on when I'm talking to these people on this show is, I don't have a reason to lie to you unless you're going to pay my rent. And and that's absolutely.
Well, I ain't paying your rent, brother.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing that for us yet.
Right.
So.
Well, hey, man, but in all seriousness, if me and Lucas ain't going to fill you full of it, if we loved having you in Humphrey Springs, and this will be the second original song we've played. We'll help you any way we can, and
we'll keep playing them too.
Anytime that we ever have any kind of deal, I don't know how this will turn out for us, but you're always on the bill. You're on the bill.
Well, boys, anytime you ask, I'm there. So I appreciate it, guys.
All right, man. We're
Travis Humphreys, everybody.
We're gonna get off here and play Dust.
All right, thank you, boys.
Thanks, all right, man. See you, bro.
All right, everybody. Straight off of Travis's Facebook page, here is Dust.
Okay, guys, I'm putting the finishing touches on the new song today, so we're going to try this out and see how everybody likes it. It's luck be a lady. She left a long time ago. I don't know how we made it. It's been a tough road to hoe. Be careful what you say. Be careful who you trust. Your life is vapor in the wind without return to dust. I was yours for the taking. One look and I fell in love. And here I said my heart is breaking, baby. I think you took too much. Be careful what you say. Be careful who you trust. Your life is vapor in the wind without return to Be careful what you say. Be careful who you trust. Your life is a vapor in the wind without return to dust.
Yes, sir. That was Travis Humphrey with his original song, Dust. That's
Boy,
good, man.
My, that kid can sing.
Yeah, you really can. It's
Yeah.
a hell of a way from a drummer.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That I get wanting to start on drums, man, because that's something loud. Just beat the crap out of him. But he's where he needs to be, behind that guitar right there, buddy.
And it's, like I said, we ain't feeling him full of nothing, man. We're really impressed with him, and we love having him on. We got nice to talk to him a little bit. I talked to him about 30 this morning.
Yeah,
But that was awesome, man. So thank you, Travis, for coming on. He's already tagged on Facebook, tagged us in a post. So
there you go.
Didn't take no time on that.
No
so,
time.
But you know what's going on in Cool tonight? Just kind of wrap up.
What you got?
Midget wrestling.
Ooh, is that still allowed?
Micro. I wonder why Jeremy Mackey wouldn't text me back. But
He's wrestling right
I get it. He's in a double steel cage match against his brother, first blood match.
Is that really happening in Cookville?
Jeff and Jeremy Mackey. And my best Vince McMahon.
Is this really happening?
Oh, no, I ain't. I'm lying. I'm dying. All my boys from Fastenal, shout out to Anthony and Will for going. Will, you pretty good guy. Son of a gun, don't know how to get to Red Bull and Spring to save his life. We're not going into that story over the weekend. But
Right.
Thanks, Will, for that. Appreciate you. And I did get to hang out with some of those Fastenal boys. I have a good time hanging out with those guys.
Yeah.
I've not hanging out, but dealing with those guys for my work. And,
Yeah.
good relationship, and I've hung out with a few of them outside of work here and there, and got to go to hang out after the Titans game. But they're really having midget wrestling. The war to settle the score in the first blood match, cage match. Jeff and Jeremy Mackey, as that's happening right now in Club Lava. Club Lava, I feel like there's been a lot of things in that building next to Woolly Bully.
Yeah.
There's been Ravens and Library and Rodeo Bobs, but I feel like Club Lava, it just feels like that comes like the clap comes with a free admission. It sounds like a sketchy place.
Yeah.
Whew, I mean, they have midget wrestling on Wednesday nights if you need to know the sketchy level of it.
That's pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, there you go. If you ain't got anything else to do, listen to this podcast and go to Club Lava on Wednesday nights and see what they got going on.
I wish we'd have done it on Tuesday because I feel like we could have really.
I feel like we should be in Cookeville right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something.
I tell you, from the show that I got at Melvin's earlier, that I talked to you off the air about.
Yeah.
I don't know that could have topped midget wrestling, but
I don't know.
Anything can top midget wrestling.
So tonight we're going to end on a bad joke, folks.
Bad joke.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.